Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ayushi. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. In today's video, I'm going to be covering all things people pleasing. Now I know, whether you want to believe it or not, you have been in one or two or many more sticky situations where you've wanted to say no. You've wanted to put your foot down and be like, no, I'm not coming. But just because you don't want to upset the other person, you have probably given in and said yes. Maybe it could be attending events, social gatherings, it could be work, it could be class, whatever it may be. Oftentimes, we find ourselves seeking external validation. Even though in our gut, we know that we don't want to go to this specific event, for example. But just because people are telling us, hey, it's okay, just come, it's just a couple of hours, it'll be fine, like it's not that big of a deal, blah, blah, blah. We give in and we're like, okay, fine, I'll come. Even though sometimes we might have so many more things that are important, we need to get done, tasks we need to finish, different priorities that have not been fulfilled for the longest time. Yet we go to this event fully knowing that we will come out of it being so unhappy, so agitated, so stressed about all the different things that we have to get done later in the day or the next day. But we're just like, hey, you know what? What's one day gonna do? And like that, you keep repeating the same action and the same behavior. And then you find yourself as the ultimate people pleaser. Somebody who everyone knows is coming everywhere. Somebody who everyone is going to go to first if they need any help whatsoever, if they need any favor whatsoever. And so you become that person. You become the, oh, she's never gonna say no because she's always ready to help. Oh, she's always available. Why do you want to be somebody like that? Do you truly want to do that for other people just to make them comfortable and set aside all of your goals and all of the things that you need to get done for yourself to become the highest version of yourself? Do you think it's worth it? Ask yourself that question, because if you think that it's not, and if your answer to that question is no, then you need to get out of this cycle, and that's exactly what I'm here to help you with. I am going to be sharing 5 reasons why people start people pleasing and 5 actionable steps on how to stop doing it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and also let me know in the comments what other types of videos you would like to see. Let's get right into it. Number 1, fear of rejection or abandonment. People pleasers often fear that if they don't meet the expectation of others, they will be rejected, disliked, or even abandoned. And so this fear leads to constant accommodation of others' needs, often at the expense of their own. So how exactly do you take the actionable step of avoiding this fear of rejection and coming out of it without feeling discomfort? You need to learn how to set boundaries and practice saying no. Why is that important? Boundaries are essential for self-respect and personal empowerment. When you learn how to say no, you're serving yourself as a form of self-care. Identify situations where you often tend to agree out of habit. So start small. Politely decline their offer and emphasize on your needs and things that you must finish before you can be of any help to others. For example, let's say somebody asks you, hey, would you be able to help me with this project at so-and-so time at this location? You could just be like, I'm really sorry, I would love to help, but I am busy doing something right now, and I can help you maybe some other time if that's okay. When you start small and start incorporating ways to say no, of course, very politely, you will be able to then advance onto challenging situations where you find yourself trapped or you feel like, oh my God, I cannot say no at all. They will hate me. But trust me, it is so much easier. Just start small and slowly this will become your habit, so you won't even have to think twice before saying no. Number 2 is low self-worth. When somebody has low self-worth or self-confidence, they seek validation from others. they often feel that their value is tied to pleasing other people. And so they believe that if they say no, they will no longer be loved or respected. Focus on your own needs and desires. Why is this important? Well, people pleasers often lose sight of their own needs because they're so focused on others. To reclaim your self-worth, you need to focus on your own desires and learn that this is important rather than being there always for other people. Start making it a habit to check in with yourself before you agree on anything. Ask yourself, do I really want to do this? Is this actually going to make me happy? Do I want to be in this situation, and will I be comfortable and come out of it happier with new information learned, whatever it may be? Start putting yourself first, always. And if it helps, start journaling. Journaling can be a wonderful way to just put down your thoughts and feelings and then reflect upon them. You can identify things and situations that made you feel comfortable and made you feel empowered, and if it didn't, then you will be able to learn that and then move forward from there. Number 3 is the desire for approval and validation. Many people pleasers crave external validation. They seek this so badly because they believe that by pleasing others, they will get praise, admiration, or a sense of belonging. This behavior stems from external approval to help feel good about themselves. Let's take, for example, I know back in the day, especially for South Asians, your parents are constantly behind you, pestering you. You need to become a doctor, engineer. You need to be highly educated. You need to do this. If you take arts or if you take business, like you are a failure. And so even if you don't feel like doing it, even if it makes you unhappy and you feel stuck and you feel like it's too difficult for you, you end up going down that path because you want to make them happy. You want that, well done, you're doing amazing, oh, I'm so proud of you, so badly. You crave it so badly that you push your feelings aside. And that is what external validation and that approval from others means. Challenge your fear of rejection. Why? Because fear of rejection often leads people to overextend themselves for others. The moment you can recognize that rejection is not the end of the world, you will be able to act more authentically. Challenge yourself by taking small risks where you may feel like you might be rejected, like saying no to a request or expressing a different opinion. Remind yourself that by being rejected or by somebody disagreeing with your opinion, that does not define or reflect your self-worth. And so build resilience by understanding that rejection is just a learning experience rather than a personal failure. Number 4 is avoidance of conflict. Many people pleasers tend to avoid conflict at all costs. And that's because they feel that if they truly express their thoughts, feelings, or even boundaries, it will lead to arguments or disapproval. And so they tend to suppress their feelings in order to maintain peace. Seek internal validation instead of external. The moment you start doing this, you will realize how much people pleasers rely on others to validate their worth and feelings. When you internally validate yourself, you are able to identify your values independent of others' opinions. How can we change this? Shift your focus from external validation to internal validation. Start celebrating your small little wins in life. And maybe even start saying affirmations like, I am enough, I am worth it. And use journaling as a wonderful record of all of your wins and all of your celebrations, and look back at it and feel so proud of who you are and how far you've come. I was watching one of Jay Shetty's podcasts with Kendall Jenner, and she described something that she does which helps her cope with her feelings and not be so harsh on herself. She has cut up a small picture of baby Kendall and put it up on her mirror, and so every morning or whenever she has to get ready, she looks at that picture and thinks to herself, how could I ever be rude to baby Kendall? How could I ever say such harsh things? And this is such a unique yet simple technique in really just making yourself feel like you're worthy. You know, you don't have to be so harsh on yourself. You have to realize that you've come a long way. You know, if you look at old Ayushi or old whoever you may be, you can really just see the journey you've been on and be thankful and grateful for how far you've come. You've learned so many things, you've had so many obstacles along the way, yet you have managed to pass every hurdle and be where you are today. And it only goes upwards from here. You will have challenging situations come about in your life, but whose life is not challenging and difficult? You just have to know how to navigate through it and not let things affect you so deeply. Our last point, which is number 5, conditioned behavior. We're going back to our childhood experiences. People who grew up in environments where they felt like love or approval was conditioned, example, only getting a reward or only getting a well done, you did so great if you behave a certain way or if you meet certain expectations, led to people pleasers, where they needed that kind of validation from other people to feel secure in their relationships. Practice self-compassion and affirm self-worth. Many people pleasers struggle to actually build self-compassion, and they feel like they have to be harder on themselves than they are on others. When you build self-compassion, you're boosting your self-worth and you are reducing your need for external approval. Be kind and respectful towards yourself as you would with other people. Whenever you find yourself engaging in people-pleasing behaviors, pause and offer yourself some kindness. Say things like, I am allowed to want these things. I am allowed to put my needs over other people. I am allowed to disappoint somebody else if that means taking care of myself. Establish a good self-care routine wherein you can take time out for yourself every single day to just de-stress and relax. This way you'll be able to gather your thoughts and really tune in with your true self. That was all for all of my 5 points and the actionable steps you can take towards diminishing all of these people-pleasing behaviors. However, I know that it's not easy to say no in different situations and circumstances, and it does take a while before you're confidently able to put your foot down and stand for yourself. It could be in different situations, in a debate, in an argument, in anything at all, and just be there for yourself and advocate for yourself. However, I hope that some of the points I have mentioned in this video you can take back and implement in your life. As always, I just want to be of any help. These points have really helped me in my self-worth and self-esteem journey, I believe I could say, because I used to be somebody, and I still am to a certain extent, a people pleaser, wherein I go into situations just to become the life of the party, or just to be liked and loved by everyone, just to be seen as somebody who's so like fun and casual and is always up for anything. But I think a lot of the times it has been at the expense of my mental health, and it's just not worth it, because you really hinder the progress of your personal growth in all of this commotion and chaos. So I hope that you are able to take this as kind of like a big sister advice. That's all I want to provide. I want to provide all of this information for you guys and all of my learnings so that you can be the best version of yourself. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.